What if I told you that relentlessly saving every penny might actually be making you poorer asterisk in the long run, not richer? It sounds completely counterintuitive, right? We're constantly bombarded with advice about frugality, investing for the distant future, and denying ourselves immediate gratification. But what if that laser focus on saving is causing us to miss the biggest piece of the financial puzzle, the art of spending money in a way that truly enhances our lives? Most financial advice stops at the saving and investing part, as if once the money is in your account, its job is done. But here's what most people miss. How you spend your money, the conscious choices you make with every dollar, has a profound and immediate impact on your daily well-being, your happiness, and ultimately, the richness of your life. It's not just about accumulating wealth for some far-off retirement. It's about actively shaping your present. This isn't an invitation to spend recklessly, far from it. Instead, we're going to completely rethink our relationship with money, moving beyond the simplistic, save more, spend less mantra. Because the truth is, a poorly spent dollar can leave you feeling emptier than if you'd never spent it at all, while a thoughtfully spent dollar can multiply your joy, your experiences, and your connections. It's about intentional choices, understanding what truly brings you value, and aligning your spending with your deepest priorities. We're talking about unlocking a richer life, not by hoarding, but by mastering the flow of your money. But how do you even begin to identify those priorities? And what does value truly mean in the context of your finances? That's what we'll dive into next, as we explore the surprising psychology behind our spending habits. Once you understand that spending is a skill, not just a necessity, the real transformation begins. But here's what most people miss. Before you can truly master the art of spending, you need to identify your why. This isn't just some feel-good platitude. It's the bedrock of financial freedom. Think about it. What truly matters to you deep down? Is it security, adventure, helping others, creative expression, or maybe building a legacy? This is where your core values come into play. Many of us spend years, even decades, chasing what we think we want, only to find ourselves feeling unfulfilled. That's because our spending isn't aligned with our deepest values. We might buy a flashy car because society tells us it signifies success. But if our true value is connection and family time, that car payment might actually be preventing us from taking the trips that would foster those bonds. The book makes a powerful point. Your spending should be a mirror reflecting your why. If your why is travel, but you're spending thousands on designer clothes you rarely wear, there's a disconnect. This isn't about deprivation, it's about intentionality. It's about ensuring every dollar you spend moves you closer to a richer life, as you define it, not as dictated by advertisers or societal pressures. Avoid those value-misaligned purchases like the plague, because they don't just drain your bank account, they drain your spirit. We'll explore exactly how to pinpoint those core values in just a moment, but first, let's talk about the insidious ways our environment can trick us into spending against our best interests. We've discussed how conscious spending can unlock incredible value, but there's a flip side to that coin, a silent thief that many of us unknowingly invite into our financial lives, the cost of indifference. This isn't about lavish splurges. It's about the insidious erosion of wealth through mindless spending. Think of it like a leaky faucet. One drip every few seconds seems insignificant, right? But over a month, that's gallons of wasted water, and over a year, it's a small river. Your money works the same way. Those daily coffee runs you barely think about, the streaming services you rarely use, the subscriptions you forgot you had, each one a tiny leak. Individually, they're negligible, but collectively, they drain your financial reserves, often without you even realizing it until your bank account looks surprisingly bare at the end of the month. The book really emphasizes identifying your indifferent zones, those areas where you just don't pay attention, where money just flows out on autopilot. Maybe it's groceries, where you grab whatever looks good without checking prices, or maybe it's online shopping, where a few clicks turn into a full cart without much thought. Here's what most people miss. Every single dollar you earn has a purpose, whether you consciously assign one or not. If you don't give it a job, it'll just wander off and find one, usually in the pockets of someone else. We'll delve deeper into how to actively assign those jobs in the next section, but first, let's explore a powerful framework for truly understanding where your money is going, and more importantly, where it should be going. Now, armed with clarity on your values, let's tackle the elephant in the room for many, budgeting. But here's where we flip the script. Most people view budgeting as a straitjacket, a grim exercise in denial. The art of spending money radically reframes this. revealing budgeting as a powerful tool for joy, not restriction. Imagine that for a moment. Budgeting for happiness. The core idea is to allocate your funds deliberately to what truly matters to you. Instead of just tracking where your money goes, you're giving it permission to flow towards your values. If adventure is a core value, you're consciously setting aside $200 a month for weekend trips or a bigger annual vacation fund. If learning is paramount, perhaps $50 goes towards online courses or new books. This isn't about cutting out lattes. It's about making sure the money you do spend aligns with your deepest desires. It's about granting yourself permission to enjoy life in ways that resonate, rather than feeling guilty about every purchase. This isn't a rigid, penny-pinching spreadsheet. Think of it as a flexible spending plan, a dynamic blueprint for your financial life. You're not saying no to everything. You're saying yes to what matters most. But how do you actually put this into practice? How do you move from the abstract idea of values to concrete numbers in your bank account? We'll dive into the practical mechanics of building this joy-centric budget next, and uncover the surprisingly simple method for tracking your progress without feeling overwhelmed. Beyond understanding your personal values and making conscious choices, one of the most transformative shifts the book highlights is prioritizing experiences over material possessions. Think about it, that brand new gadget you bought last year, or even that fancy car, how exciting is it now? Chances are, the initial thrill has faded, and perhaps it's even become just another item taking up space. This is where the profound difference lies. Material goods, almost by their very nature, are subject to wear and tear, to obsolescence, to simply losing their shine over time. But the memory of that incredible trip you took, the laughter shared during a cooking class with friends, or the feeling of awe from seeing a live concert, those memories don't fade. In fact, they often grow richer with time, becoming cherished stories you replay and share. The book urges us to invest in memories, not clutter. Instead of another piece of furniture or the latest fashion trend, consider putting that money towards a weekend getaway, a new skill you've always wanted to learn, or even just a memorable meal with loved ones. Here's a powerful secret. Experiences aren't just personal joys, they're also powerful catalysts for social connection. Sharing an experience, whether it's a hike with a friend or a family vacation, builds bonds and creates shared narratives that strengthen relationships. You can't really bond over a new television in the same way, can you? So next time you're faced with a spending decision, pause and ask yourself, am I buying something that will fade, or am I investing in a moment that will last a lifetime? This shift in perspective isn't just about feeling good in the short term. It's a cornerstone of building a life rich in meaning, and it directly ties into our next crucial lesson, the importance of giving and how it profoundly impacts our own sense of wealth. Now, if the idea of a massive budget overhaul feels overwhelming, don't worry. This book really drives home the profound impact of what seem like the most insignificant choices. We're talking about the power of small decisions, because here's what most people miss. Those seemingly tiny spends, the ones you barely register, they add up with an almost terrifying speed. Think about it. That daily coffee habit, the spontaneous lunch delivery, the subscription you forgot you had. Individually, they're negligible, right? Few dollars here, 10 there. But over a month, over a year, suddenly you're looking at hundreds, even thousands, that have simply vanished. The book encourages a simple yet powerful exercise. Just for a week, truly review your daily spending habits. Not to judge yourself, but to observe. Where is your money actually going? You might be shocked at how much is eaten up by what we call convenience costs, the slight upcharge for delivery, the premium for something pre-made, the fee for instant gratification. These aren't necessarily bad in themselves, but they need to be a conscious choice, not a default. Every single purchase, no matter how small, is a vote for your future self. It's either moving you closer to your goals or subtly pulling you away. Understanding this compounding effect, both financially and in terms of your overall well-being, is absolutely crucial. All. So we've explored the power of aligning our spending with our values, but truly unlocking a richer life isn't a one-time decision. It's an ongoing process, a dance between intention and action. Think of conscious spending not as a rigid budget, but as a journey, a path you cultivate over time. This is where most people miss the long-term game. They make a few changes, feel good for a bit, then slip back into old habits. But the real magic happens when you commit to the journey itself. A crucial part of this cultivation is regularly reviewing your choices. Life isn't static, and neither are your values. What brought you joy last year might not be your top priority today. Maybe you used to love eating out every weekend, but now you find more fulfillment in hosting dinner parties at home. Or perhaps that expensive coffee habit felt essential, but a new passion for saving for a big trip has shifted your perspective. This isn't about guilt, it's about honest self-reflection. Ask yourself, is this expense still serving my deepest values? Is it truly contributing to the rich life I envision? And here's the beautiful part. As your values evolve, so too should your spending. This isn't a set-it-and-forget-it system. It's dynamic, alive, adapting as you grow. The book emphasizes this iterative process, reminding us that flexibility is key. Embrace the changes, adjust your financial compass, and continually refine how you allocate your resources. By doing so, you're not just managing money. You're actively shaping a life that resonates with who you are right now. This continuous refinement is the secret to not just a richer bank account, but a profoundly richer, more fulfilling life, the very promise we started with. If you're ready to start this journey, you'll find a link to the book and some helpful resources in the description below. If you found this valuable, the resources and product I mentioned are linked in the description below.